Hey guys, we're here today. I've got a complete setup, S2, the old version, and we're going to go through the setup of the kit tree, removing the bulkheads, and basically putting it together and just sort of go step by step. Yeah, show you how it's done. So the first thing we're going to do is remove the deck and take the bindings off. If you wanted to see the size difference of the decks, top one's the old and bottom one is the new. You can see how much shorter that is. Looks sexy. So the next thing we're going to do is remove the bash plate from the battery and the back bulkhead so that we can remove the bulkhead. Alright, so once you're at this stage, we've basically removed all the bolts from each side, to each side, and 4 underneath. And that removes, well, yeah, and you've also got the bolts on top, but once the deck's off, you don't have to worry about those. And once all those bolts are off, this bulkhead will just detach. But you've obviously got all the cabling for the motors and the lights. So you can see each motor, the cable runs through, and they are just basically plug and play each side. So you disconnect those, and then you've got these wires here. And they are just, it's very easy to see which way those ones are going. But the technical one is the lights. So what we've done is we've cut all these wires that were zip tied together so we could separate each one and figure out where they're going to. So these plug in up the front here. So
you've got your 2 indicators.
So you've got your 2 indicators. So the 2 back ones are the indicators. And the 2 front, so the front right is for the headlight. So front right headlight, front left brake light. So once you disconnect those and you've disconnected the motors, then you can just basically remove the whole bulkhead, leaving that ready to be connected with the new bulkhead, and you can just plug those wires back in and she should be fine. So. All right, so basically what we've done is remove the old bulkhead and slid the other one into position, but just attached a couple of bolts each side just to hold it in place so that now we can go through and reattach these wires. Now we've got everything connected, and the correct position for these 3 is... Hey guys, future Ando here. I just wanted to jump in quickly and put up a picture of the correct way to plug in the wires for the indicators and the brake lights. So here's the picture. This is the correct configuration that I was told through Baja. So I'm pretty sure that if you do it the same way that we've done it here, you won't have any dramas, but it wouldn't hurt just before you do the install, just to get onto Baja and just to double check, just to make sure. But you don't want to put these wires in the wrong way because it could damage the motherboard, which is something that isn't going to ruin the board, but it might stuff up your indicators or your brake light. So yeah, apart from that, carry on as you were. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we've removed the same bolts at the front for the bulkhead, the 4 underneath and 2 each side, and that just, make sure you've got the headlight cord, you've taken that out, and yeah, the whole thing just slides off. Gently. There we go. All right, so we are up to the stage where we've got the front bulkhead back on. We've reconnected the front light. So all the plugs are back in. In this case, that's the configuration. So white up the top left, yellow bottom left, and the red and black on the bottom right. But I would recommend just getting on a Bajaboard and asking them to double check what that configuration is, because you don't want to do any damage to your motherboard. And then apart from that, we've just got this plate back on top of all the wiring just to keep it down flat. And then now it's just a matter of putting the deck back on, getting the wheels tightened up properly with some Loctite, and the board's ready to go. First thing you're going to need is, I've got my assistant here to pass me the important tools that we need to get the job done. So you're going to need an iron, a lighter, a fork, and a roll of tape. Just kidding, you don't need any of those things. So.